Hi guys, today's my mom's birthday, and while we're celebrating her birthday, I want to reminisce about a very dark day in our family. And of course, I'll be cooking while doing it. So it was this fateful Sunday. We had gotten back from church, had our lunch, and were relaxing. Then my mom came to tell I and my younger sisters that she was going to her village for family meeting.
Well, it wasn't unusual for her to just up and go to her village because it wasn't far from town. Her village was more like a developed town and it was less than an hour from the house. That meant she'd be back before the sun went down. Or so I
She
thought.
left when my dad was still sleeping, and by 5 p.m. when my dad woke up, he came to ask if she was back.
When we told him she wasn't back, he started trying to reach her on the phone. As he was dialing her number, I was looking at him like, guy, chill. She'll be back in no time. Why are you so worried? But when her number didn't connect after several times of trying, that was when the alarm in my head went off. Now, my mom had gone to the village for a meeting, but we didn't know the people that went to the meeting with her. Now, my dad started calling all the people in her family, her sisters, her cousins, her relatives, but no one had seen her. Even the family members that attended the meeting said they didn't see her. It was getting very late in the night. Everybody was worried. My dad was getting irritated, and we still had not even eaten. So I and my sisters went to bed hungry, hoping by the time we wake up, she'll be back. The next morning, my dad came to wake me up to tell me that my mom has been found and she was in the hospital. Before I could ask how that happened, my dad said he was leaving to the hospital and I should look after my younger sisters. So he left abruptly. That's how me and my sister sat in the house, impatiently waiting to find out what happened. By the time my parents got back from the hospital, we heard a story only fit for Nollywood. Now this is where I make a disclaimer. If you lived in Warri, you're familiar with the places I'm going to mention. But if you've never lived in Warri, just go with the flow like you know what I'm talking about. Now she left our house around Airport Road and found her way at Enere Junction. Now at Enere Junction, she entered a taxi going towards Udu, which is where her village is. Now she said inside the taxi there was a lady in front and two guys sitting beside her. In other words, she was in the middle. As the journey started, the guy beside her brought out a cigarette and lit it. Now the other guy beside her started complaining about the cigarette, insisting that the guy shouldn't be smoking inside the public transport. So my mom said he threw out the cigarette and that was the last thing she remembered. By the time she woke up, it was late in the night. She was in the forest, tied to a tree, with people standing beside her with arms. There was also a native doctor and other people tied to the tree as well. She said the lady tied beside her was asleep, but she doesn't know if the person was really asleep or something more dangerous had happened to her. The native doctor was doing some incantation and then he walked close to her. By the time he got close to her, he looked at the guys that brought her angrily and then he said, "Why did you bring this one? Her head no good for the ritual what we want to do," pointing at my mom. So he tapped her head with something and then she became unconscious again. By the time she woke up, she found herself in a lonely road surrounded by bush paths. So she kept on walking, trying to get to the major road. And then she found a lady farming. She asked her where she was, and then the lady told her she was Notokutu. So she told the lady what had happened to her, and the lady offered to help her to somewhere she can find her way home. My mom described her cousin's house that was in Notokutu, so the lady helped her get there. And from there, they called my dad. And that was how my mom escaped the hands of ritualists, or would I call them kidnappers? So as to celebrate her birthday today, I always remember that day and what would have been if the story was different. So please, guys, let's wish my mom a happy birthday and pray for more years of good health and happiness.